Hello students. So welcome to our lecture series on the economic survey and budget. So in this lecture series we're going to discuss the economic survey and budget in comprehensive manner. So the purpose of the present video is basically to tell you about how we're going to cover the various chapter of economic survey and how all the schemes will fit into our picture so that we get a good understanding of economic survey and which definitely will be beneficial in the exam. So first thing first, about the economic survey, I think most of you may be knowing already. The economic survey is being presented for the present year which is going on here. Okay, जैसे अभी economic survey 2017-18 का, where the budget comes for the next year. For example, budget, if you look at the budget, this year budget has been presented for the coming year, that is financial year 2018-19. Okay, so now who gives the economic survey? It is the finance ministry. Within the finance ministry department of economic sphere, it is that department which will prepare the economic survey under the chief economic guidance of the chief economic advisor. Presently Arvind Subramanian is our CEA and he represented the budget in two volume. Now volume 1 is basically more type of analytic type of things which has been done. Basically it will judge how the economy has performed, what are the various shortcomings, what are the various challenges, okay, at national as well as at the international level. Okay, whereas volume 2 is talk about how what India has achieved. It's more of a type of data oriented thing. So I'll just take an example of agriculture. For example, if I take, so volume 2, what the volume will tell about the agriculture, it will tell how much production has happened. Okay, so for example, it will tell कि खरीफ में कितना प्रोडक्शन हुआ है, रबी की फसल में कितना प्रोडक्शन. It's basically talks about this much of a production has happened. Okay, it's basically talking about कि हमने इतना अचीव किया या इतना नहीं अचीव किया. Where the volume 1 talks about, okay, so agriculture is there. Within agriculture, what are the various challenges for the agriculture? For example, there is a one full dedicated chapter in volume 1 about the your climate change and agriculture. See how the climate change is going to affect the agriculture. Okay, what are the steps government should take so that when the climate change will happen, in fact it is going on, climate change is a continuous process. So जब भी climate change के negative effect आना शुरू होंगे तो at how India should prepare for those negative effect. So you can understand volume 1 more of a talk about a guidance document. Okay, it's guide the government, and volume 2 गाइड द गवर्नमेंट फॉर मेकिंग द पॉलिसीज. ओके, बजट में जो भी पॉलिसीज रहेगा वो वॉल्यूम 1 कहीं ना कहीं गाइडेंस डॉक्यूमेंट का काम करता है. वॉल्यूम 2 टॉक अबाउट हाउ व्हाट आर द प्रीवियस स्टेप गवर्नमेंट हैज टेकन, उन स्टेप्स ने कैसे इफेक्ट किया है गवर्नमेंट को, सॉरी वो इकोनॉमी को. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज द वॉल्यूम 1 एंड वॉल्यूम 2 टॉक्स अबाउट. फ्रॉम द एग्जाम परस्पेक्टिव यू सी, तो विच वॉल्यूम इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट? इट्स वॉल्यूम 1 विच इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. वॉल्यूम 2 में ऐसा नहीं कि इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, बट वॉल्यूम 2 में इतना सारा डाटा है कि यू कैन नॉट रिमेंबर दोज डाटा. सो विल लुक एट द सिलेक्टिव डाटा विच कैन बी आस्क्ड इनटू द एग्जाम from the volume 2. Okay, so volume 1 is having the 9 chapter and volume 2 having the 10 chapters. So 19 chapters total है और एक budget document. Okay, total you can say that 20 documents are there. Okay, now or 20 chapters you can say are there, but यहीं तक लिमिट नहीं है. इट्स नॉट दैट ओनली अबाउट द 20, बिकॉज लोट्स ऑफ बैकग्राउंड स्टडी यू हैव टू डू टू अंडरस्टैंड fully comprehend the economic survey. I will just give you an example. Okay, for example, in a power company, okay, so economic survey says that most of the power company are renegotiating their PPAs. They are renegotiating their PPA. Now what is this PPA? That you have to understand. Okay, अब economic survey तो PPA के बारे में नहीं बताएगा. He understand economic survey is not for the students. Economic survey is basically for the government. So they know that कि हाँ government में जो भी power industries होगी, they know about the PPA. But for us it is important to understand the PPA before company hand the proper news which has been given into the economic survey. Economic survey में इसमें कहते हैं renegotiating the PPA. उसका मतलब क्या? That you have to understand. उसका exact understanding के लिए you need to understand PPA, why PPA need to enter, and why there is an requirement of a renegotiating the PPA. So that is what you have to understand. Okay, so this is the way what I want to convey here, that is it's not that we will limit ourselves only to the economic survey. So we will take the points from there, and whatever the background story is required for those points, that we will also discuss. Now there are, as already told you, there are 19 chapter combining volume 1 and volume 2. एक budget का document हो गया. Okay, so this is a list of the chapters. For example, volume 1 के अंदर ये chapters है states of economic and analytic overview. This is what I want to tell you, that is when you are writing that this is an analytic overview, that is here analysis doing the economic analysis कर रहे हैं. Where the volume 2 में भी same chapter है, but they are we look at the topic of that chapter. There they are looking कि कैसे कितना ग्रो किया इंडिया ने, इंडिया की इकोनॉमी में. ओके, so volume 1 के chapters and these are the list of the chapters of volume 1 and volume 2. Okay, so now तो एक तरीका पढ़ने का होता है कि गो ईच चैप्टर वन बाय वन. Okay, so go each chapter one by one. This is a one way. Okay, so now as I'm talking about that these are the 9 chapter of the economic survey 1. So one way is to read this chapter one by one. Okay, but that will not make much sense to you, much sense to the students, because हर चीज कहीं ना कहीं linking है कहीं से. So that we have to understand what is the link is. So now for example, if I take that that is investment and savings slowdown and recovery, that is chapter 3 which you are looking here. Okay, so this is a chapter 3. So this is basically, this chapter is basically talking that investment and savings slowdown recovery, basically they are using the concept of the national income accounting. Okay, जैसे आपका कैसे इन्वेस्टमेंट सेविंग रिलेटेड है, तो दिस चैप्टर इज टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट थिंग. ओके, तो मैं इसको ideally this chapter should be read with the when you are studying the national income accounting, तो वहां पर हम इसको रीड करेंगे. So this is the basically how we will going to study. We will not go step by step, one by one, but we will go by module. So this is, for example, this is the list of the volume 1, list of the chapters of volume 1, and this is the list of the chapter of the volume 2. So the first chapter overview of Indian economic performance, ये overview कर रहा है. volume 1 में ये analytic था, तो दोनों को combine करके पढ़ना रहेगा. Okay, fiscal development कैसा रहा है, how government has performed. So these are the various list of the chapter. Okay, so now this list I am just showing you, but how we are going to study this economic survey is basically under these 7 module. Okay, one is the general economy, public finance, financial management, external sector, sustainable, your social sector, and your miscellaneous. These chapters, these modules basically will cover all of the economic survey chapter, their background story. Further, they also cover the budget provisions in all of these items. For example, general economy का बात करते हैं, तो जनरल इकोनॉमी में फर्स्ट थिंग विल स्टडी द नेशनल इनकम अकाउंटिंग, जीडीपी, जीएनपी, क्या चीज होता है, वैसे कैसे इकोनॉमी वर्क करता है. ओके, व्हाट आर द वेरियस सेक्टर ऑफ द इकोनॉमी, हाउ इट इज मेजर्ड, how your industrial production is measured, how your agriculture production is measured, that will going to study into the general economy. Further, इनसे related कोई भी scheme है, कोई development scheme है for this thing, for infrastructure development के लिए whatever the schemes are there, that will going to study into this chapter. Okay, so when we'll finish this module, we will be covered 3rd, 6th, 9th chapter of volume 1, 7th, 8th and 9th of volume 2. Okay, so this is how the general economy. The second module is the public finance. is basically public finance, गवर्नमेंट का फाइनेंस है, लाइक बजट के अंदर कितना पैसा आया, कितना पैसा गया, टैक्स कितने हैं, जीएसटी का क्या इफेक्ट है, जीएसटी के अंदर क्या इन्वॉल्व है, क्या नहीं इन्वॉल्व है. ऑल थिंग विल गोइंग टू स्टडी इनटू दिस पब्लिक फाइनेंस. तो बजट जैसे मैंने लिखा है यहाँ पर लिखा है, बट बजट विल बी इन्वॉल्व इन ऑल ऑफ द मॉड्यूल्स. जो भी रिलेवेंट पार्ट बजट का होगा, दैट विल कम इनटू द फिटेड इनटू द मॉड्यूल. ओके, दीज आर द चैप्टर विच विल बी कवर्ड इन पब्लिक फाइनेंस. देन फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट इज अ नेक्स्ट मॉड्यूल. इट्स अ फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट एट द कंट्री लेवल, इट्स नॉट एट द कंपनी लेवल, जो कि कई बार फाइनेंस का पार्ट होता है. तो कंट्री लेवल पे कैसे मनी गवर्नमेंट वो कर रहा है, एंगेज करे, कितना मनी फ्लोट हुआ है, कितना बैंकिंग सिस्टम में क्या क्या चेंजेस हुआ है, एनपीए प्रॉब्लम, ऑल दोस बैंकिंग सिस्टम, एनपीए प्रॉब्लम, ट्विन बैलेंस शीट सिनेरियो, योर आईबीसी कोड, ऑल दिस विल बी स्टडी इनटू दिस. फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट ऑल्दो नॉट एप्रोप्रिएट टर्म एज टू क्लासिफाई दिस थिंग, बट दिस इज आई वुड से द बेस्ट टर्म. नाउ volume 2 chapter 3 and 4 are there. Now next is the social sectors. Now social sectors may basically we study the various disadvantaged section of the our country. Okay, so like your woman, child, your SC, ST, all those sectors, and we'll study what are the various budget provision, what are the various schemes for that sector, that we're going to study. And along with that, when we finish this module, we will be covered chapter 7th and chapter 10. So you can understand that how each and every chapter is related to one or another module. For example, external sector, where we will study about the world trade, your BOP, here WTO का जो Ministry of MC हुआ, MC11 has been commenced in month of December, concluded also in the month of December. That will going to study. Indian foreign trade review policy review has been done in the month of October, November. That will going to study. Along with that, when we finish this module, this chapter will be covered fully. Then sustainable development and environment. This is basically here also I want to point out that sustainable development is not related to only one module. It's related to many of the modules. For example, it is related to the social sector, it is related to the infrastructure sector as well. So बेसिकली सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट को हम कहीं कहीं जगह पढ़ेंगे, अलग अलग मॉड्यूल्स में पढ़ेंगे, बट वट एवर इज लेफ्ट, दैट इज बिकॉज सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट इज सर्टेन SDG, दैट इज सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल हैज बीन गिवन बाय द यूनाइटेड नेशन टू अस. सो दैट वी विल गोइंग टू कवर along with each module, but whatever is left, that will come and study into this module of sustainable development. So again I am repeating, sustainable development will be covered in different modules. So whatever is left, that we will going to cover into this module. And environmental part also be covered कि जो जैसे इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस हुआ है आपका, okay, your conference of party 23 has been concluded in month of December, that will going to study here. Now miscellaneous part basically, so this is chapter, okay, so here is volume 1 chapter 5. It's written wrongly here, okay, it's not volume 1 chapter 5, volume 2 chapter 5 only. Now miscellaneous part mein whatever is left of the economic survey, that we're going to study. For example, first, second and 8 and chapter first of volume 2. So here you can see that volume first where सबसे last में हम पढ़ रहे हैं. Okay, why we're studying it towards the last? Because chapter 1 is nothing but summarized version of all of the chapters of the various that summary of the various chapters of the both of the module, उनका summary रहेगा volume 1 में और volume 2 में भी, sorry वो chapter 1 और chapter 2 में summary. So एक बार हम पूरा economic survey देख लेंगे, कर लेंगे, तो उसके बाद chapter 1 and chapter 1 of the both of the volume is redundant. Okay, so apart from that chapter or for example second chapter and chapter is left out, is not being fitted in any of these modules, so that will study later, means separately under the miscellaneous module. So here you can see that what we have done, we have basically segregated all of the chapters, all of the chapter economic survey along with the budget under 7 module. Okay, and through this journey we are going to cover each and every module. तो ये इस तरह से हम कुछ पढ़ेंगे. We have first prepared the skeleton. Okay, वो जनरल इकोनॉमी में पढ़ा जाएगा, जैसे इकोनॉमी क्या चीज़ होता है, सेक्टर ऑफ इकोनॉमी क्या चीज़ होता है, एक्सटर्नल सेक्टर क्या होता है, वो हम एक स्केलेटन सा बना लेंगे. उसके बाद each and every module is will fit as a flesh into that skeleton, so that पूरा body will be prepared towards the end of the this lecture series. Okay, so now एंड उसके साथ अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी रहेगा, काफ़ी अच्छा अंडरस्टैंडिंग रहेगा इकोनॉमिक सर्वे बजट का. अदरवाइज थिंग होचपोच हो जाएगा अगर आप जस्ट रीड द ईच एंड एवरी चैप्टर इंडिविजुअली, तो उससे अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप नहीं. इन द एंड यू हैव टू उनको रटना पड़ेगा. ओके, सो दैट इज नॉट सस्टेनेबल थिंग. तो सस्टेनेबल थिंग के लिए यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द थिंग्स. इट विल टेक अ लिटिल मोर टाइम rather than it may take little more hour compared to the just reading just a serial wise reading. So but still I would say that it will remain with you for a long time. Okay, so now, so summarized version, what we will do, we will first divide each of the chapter under, sorry, we will first divide all of the chapter under various modules, segregate them under various module. Each module will be covered comprehensively. उनका background story कुछ जाना है तो वो भी रहेगा, जैसे मैंने आपको example दिया power purchase agreement PPA का. Okay, we will study that thing as well. Okay, so electricity act 2003 है, वो basically main aim है of power purchase agreement. तो हम ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत ही डेप्थ में जाएंगे क्योंकि दैट इज ऑल्सो नॉट एडवाइजेबल, बट इतना रहेगा कि यू विल एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. हाँ, कुछ मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि ब्लैंक आपके ऊपर मार दिया किसी ने, पत्थर मार दिया, इट वोंट बी लाइक दैट. इट विल बी प्रॉपर अंडरस्टैंडिंग विल बी डन. नाउ समरी नोट वुड बी प्रोवाइडेड, मोस्टली दैट वुड बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ द PPTs. देन मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इन द क्वेश्चन कवरिंग ईच मॉड्यूल, दैट विल ऑल्सो बी प्रोवाइडेड टू यू. ओके, comprehensive coverage of the question would be done. Then another thing is that whenever the quiz will happen or questions coverage will be happen of each of the module, then we will going to have a doubt clarification sessions. Okay, that is for example आपको 100 questions का quiz दिया, उसके बाद we will have some forum type of thing would be there, or one day in a week would be class would be there under which you can discuss all of your doubts. Okay, so this is what we have planned for the economic survey sessions and the budget sessions. So I in the end, but I want to say this thing only, that is, okay, best of luck for your exams and prepare and learn.